Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Renegade Immortal episode number 361 based on novel. So let's start. The moment the three people arrived in the seven-colored realm, the seven-colored fog around Master Ashenpine slowly closed in until it was completely wrapped around his origin soul. Strands of white lightning came from the statue and entered the seven-colored fog to fuse with his origin soul. Master Ashenpine's body unexpectedly began to recondense until it was corporeal. His body gave off more flashes of lightning and a faint lightning mark appeared between his eyebrows. He suddenly opened his eyes and revealed a gloomy glaze. He forced this old man to do this. If I don't get revenge, I'm not human. He leaped forward and turned into a bolt of lightning as he charged ahead. He pierced through the fog and flew toward the mountains. That cultivator named Lu was hurt by my seven-colored nail, so even if he didn't die, he is dying. I just don't know where he is hiding. However, it doesn't matter. If I want to know, I can easily find out. Master Ashenpine sneered and his right hand reached at the void. The crack to his storage space opened and a bead flew out. Summon, defying one. Master Ashenpine bit the tip of his tongue and spat out blood onto the bead. The bead began to absorb seven-colored light and then collapsed. At the moment it collapsed, a powerful aura appeared and a blurry shadow appeared in the world. It was impossible to see what the appearance of this person was, but his eyes were clear, as if he could see through the heavens. Nothing could escape his eyes, and if he looked at you, you would feel naked, as if all your secrets had been exposed. Master Ashenpine asked the blurry figure, "Where is he?" The blurry figure closed his eyes, and after a long time, he opened his eyes and looked at Master Ashenpine. Master Ashenpine trembled and several images appeared in his head. After he saw those images, he frowned. Sima Mo's cave. He was able to break the cave's restriction while seriously injured. There was a flash of coldness in Master Ashenpine's eyes and he charged ahead. In the valley Sima Mo's cave was in, Wang Lin didn't put all his energy into alchemy. He also cleared up the first cave. After laying down large number of restrictions and expanding the cave, he released the mosquito beast. The Mosquito King was even more ferocious. After flying out, its cold eyes looked at Wang Lin with determination. Its mind was linked with Wang Lin's, so it already knew Wang Lin's plan. It let out a soft hiss. After silently pondering for a moment, Wang Lin waved his right hand and the Mosquito King was pulled into the restriction in the cave. With enough origin crystals, it will be fine. Wang Lin took out large amount of beast souls he had gathered and also took out the mutated beast soul he had created in the cave in the origin sect. Then he put in tens of thousands of origin crystal and sealed it shut. I'll use the 5 poison sects method to refine mutated beast souls to forcibly raise the mosquito beast's strength so it can transform into a stronger Mosquito King. Only then can it control the large amount of mosquito beasts in the wind celestial realm. Wang Lin's divine sense spread out into the cave. He clearly saw the purple mosquito beast rush aggressively toward each beast soul. It fought and devoured them. At the same time, the origin crystals turned into dense origin energy through the restriction and entered the mosquito beast's body. After leaving a strand of divine sense in the cave to keep an eye on it, Wang Lin pondered for a bit and then went to the pill furnace. Wang Lin sat down beside the pill furnace. He constantly manipulated the fire and refined the pill. Time slowly passed, and in the blink of an eye, 2 days went by. The fire gradually disappeared and the fragrance of the pill filled the room. Wang Lin's expression was calm as his right hand reached out. The lid of the pill furnace flew off and a large amount of fog rushed out. The fog gradually disappeared and a pool of golden liquid floated in the air. Under Wang Lin's control, the liquid flew toward him and was stored in 3 small bottles. Taking a deep breath, Wang Lin looked at the black light restriction around the valley and picked up a small bottle before taking a small sip of the liquid. The moment the liquid entered his body, it immediately turned into a cool feeling that spread through his body. He could vaguely feel the roar of a beast echo. Wang Lin closed his eyes and began to slowly comprehend the beast's comprehension of the heavens. Under this strange state, Wang Lin forgot time as his mind was lost in comprehending the heavens. It was as if he had turned into a fierce beast and experienced all the life and death struggles to survive. While he pursued Tao, he confirmed his own true and false domain as he experienced the beast's comprehension. Wang Lin was like a passerby as he constantly organized the various comprehensions. Wang Lin's surroundings seemed to become distorted and then changed. This change became even more rapid until his surroundings became unreal. After a long time, Wang Lin's right hand reached out and picked up the small bottle to take another sip. He continued to be immersed in Tao seeking and enlightenment. More and more Tao intent appeared around him. If he wanted, he could casually pick one of the fierce beast's comprehensions and use it to improve his cultivation. However, the consequences of this was that his Tao heart would be confused. After all, this was borrowing someone else's Tao and not your own comprehension. Wang Lin didn't want this kind of cultivation. What he wanted was to continue to confirm his own true and false domain while living the beast's life, to comprehend the heavens through true and false. What he took was the sliver of thought going through the beast's mind while it comprehended the heavens. That was the essence of the fierce beast soul. This thought was vague, but a fierce beast needed this in order to help them break through and eventually reach human form. Time passed. Wang Lin had consumed the entire first bottle and continued to comprehend. The distortion around his body spread until it covered the entire valley. If anyone came at this moment, their Tao heart would become chaotic. There were too many Tao intents that Wang Lin had sorted out and given up. If there is no false, there is no truth. If there was no truth, where would false come from? True and false, there is no real need to completely differentiate them. Wang Lin picked up the second bottle and took a big gulp. His eyes were filled with enlightenment before he closed them and continued to confirm his own Tao. As the endless Tao intents were sorted out, they gradually spread out of the valley. This caused the entire valley to become distorted. This was something that couldn't be seen by the naked eye, but any cultivator above the soul formation stage could feel the Tao intents here. Every single one of them was formed by the law of the heavens. If you looked at it, it looked real, but you would find that it was false. It would become very difficult to distinguish, and once you fell into it, it would be very difficult to escape from this abyss. More and more chaotic Tao intent spread out and covered everything within a 10,000 feet area. This caused even the sky to become distorted. Wang Lin had already consumed the third bottle inside the valley. He had forgotten everything as he continued to search for his Tao in this endless world. In an instant, a vague voice appeared in his mind. This voice seemed to be muttering and gradually became clearer. Enlightened, prisoner of the Tao of heaven. All sentient beings must endure immeasurable calamities. It only takes a thought to leave the deep prison. All life must walk forever forward and solve the modern age. Escape the will of heaven and obtain the path to life. Seal the will of the heavens. Engrave the dark days. Await the path of cultivation. No life knows the true Tao. The bitter abyss forever distorts the true Tao. This sentence continued to echo in his mind. Gradually, even more Tao intent spread out until they covered 100,000 feet, 1 million feet. Eventually, they covered a small portion of the seven-colored realm. Master Ashenpine was 10,000 feet outside of Sima Mo's cave, and his face was extremely pale as he stared ahead, but he remained motionless. He had come here 2 days ago, but before he could move forward, he immediately felt the chaotic and endless Tao intents here. These Tao intents were like a giant vortex that could absorb all domains. Then, through a special method, they would bring them into Wang Lin's confirmation. The true and false domain was the second evolution of his Tao. What he seeked had already suppressed those at his cultivation level and even those above his cultivation level. Master Ashenpine's face was pale as he sat on the ground and made his mind stable. He constantly resisted the chaotic Tao intents and the suction from the invisible vortex. He didn't notice the bald lost ones slowly walking over. They moved at a casual pace, but every step was like spatial bending. Soon, they arrived, but they didn't move forward. They stood there as if they were seeking Tao. Even farther away, the enlightened ones that only floated in the fog all came out of the fog and flew toward the valley Wang Lin was in. Their muttering slowly came as well. Everything happened with the valley Wang Lin was in as the center. A Tao refinement that stirred up the entire seven-colored realm slowly occurred. As the chaotic Tao intents given up by Wang Lin increased in number, the entire seven-colored realm seemed to become twisted. The lost ones seeked Tao and their eyes became even more confused. They stared ahead and countless invisible Tao intents were absorbed by them. The enlightened ones arrived and floated in the air. The murmur that had lasted for countless years stopped. They all looked at the valley and closed their eyes. It was as if they were comprehending Wang Lin's Tao. Even those rank 12 fog beasts all turned into different fierce beasts and didn't let out any roars. They flew across the sky and surrounded the valley. They floated in the air like the enlightened ones and comprehended Wang Lin's Tao. Tao? What is Tao? Wang Lin's life and death cycle, karma cycle, and true and false were all Taos he had comprehended himself or were changes in his way of thinking. From a little, unknown cultivator until now, where he could stand among the strong. All of these changes were the growth Wang Lin had experienced in his life. From the life and death reincarnation cycle, he saw through life and death. This allowed him to struggle through his crisis and find life in death. This ultimately allowed his defying will to appear in his heart and he dared to become a heaven-defying cultivator. Splitting the stars, slicing the moon, and looking down upon the heavens was the path of a heaven-defying cultivator. He had seen through life and death, so there was nothing to fear. These were all the thoughts that the life and death domain had brought Wang Lin. He had become strong because he had the intent. However, the heavens were ruthless and would force all life to obey it. It was also due to the intent of all life that countless Taos were formed for everyone to comprehend. This was the gift the heavens had given to all living beings, to give them meaning to cultivate. This was following the heavens and cultivating a smooth path. Wang Lin wouldn't enter this path. After life and death was karma. After Wang Lin's domain went through a metamorphosis, he was like a head scholar among mortals. He no longer cared about life and death, but pursued the true meaning of the world. Karma was like this. He saw through karmic cause and caught glimpse of karmic effect. Everything in this world had its own karma. After completing his pursuit of karma, Wang Lin's life entered a peak. As his mind evolved, his Tao heart was confirmed even more. As he went through cycles of karma, his Tao heart became even more deeply rooted. The world became different in his eyes. These heavens are not my heavens. In other people's eyes, the heavens and earth were boundless and they didn't know where it ended. They searched the heavens and earth blindly. In Wang Lin's eyes, the boundary of the heavens and earth was no longer important. The heavens were karmic cause and earth was karmic effect. The world was a cycle of karma. He wanted to walk out of this karmic furnace, he wanted to know what was outside of this world. After reaching this step, Wang Lin had reached the limit of his domain. He was also in the circle he had drawn around Li Qianmai and Lu Yunsong. However, Qing Lin's appearance and possessing the heaven-defying bead allowed Wang Lin's karma domain to go through another metamorphosis after reaching completion. His domain evolved and he began to explore the origins of true and false. The true and false domain was a deep comprehension, and ordinary people simply weren't qualified to grasp it. This was already at the boundary of the heavenly Tao, just one step away from reaching the core. Over the countless years, it wasn't that there were no cultivators that had reached this step, it's just that there were simply too few. Domain determines one's cultivation level, and the depth of the domain brings drastic differences to one's power. What Wang Lin was seeking was the Grand Tao. Although it seemed the same as everyone else, due to his understanding of Tao, the path he saw had far surpassed the goals of others. The liquid formed by the 3 rank 11 pills was consumed by Wang Lin. His comprehension didn't end and kept going. His storage space opened before him and bottles of pills flew out. There were rank 8, 9, and 10 pills inside. He had forgotten about time. While he gained enlightenment, he picked up the pills one by one. He didn't devour them, they all collapsed when they got close to his mouth. The countless Tao intents from the beast souls merged with the vortex and were being confirmed by Wang Lin. More and more chaotic Tao intents appeared and began to spread once more. The lost ones outside the valley gradually gained a hint of clarity in their confused eyes. The enlightened one's ethereal bodies began to turn corporeal. Those rank 12 fierce beasts no longer gave off fierce auras while seeking Tao. Master Ashenpine struggled to protect his mind. It was as if he could be overrun by this chaotic Tao intent at any moment. Even more Tao intent appeared outside the valley. The entire seven-colored realm seemed to be filled with the Tao intents Wang Lin had abandoned and became twisted. It was as if the countless Tao intents were colliding. As it spread, even the depths of the seven-colored realm became like this. As Wang Lin continued to become enlightened, his mind gradually flew out of his body. He saw the valley, he saw himself sitting in the valley, he saw the pills floating before him collapsing one by one. His mind slowly spread out with the valley as the center. When his mind swept past the enlightened ones, their bodies all trembled. The lost ones and the fierce beasts were like this as well. As for Master Ashenpine, his Tao heart suddenly collapsed and his eyes became filled with confusion. None of this caught Wang Lin's interest at all. His mind continued to spread out, and he saw a burly man sitting in a cave in a mountain in the outer region. The burly man's eyes revealed panic as he stared ahead. He opened his mouth but was unable to utter a word. Even after Wang Lin's mind left, the burly man still hadn't recovered from the shock. Wang Lin's mind circled around the entire outer region and passed through all the caves before heading to the wall-like mountain range. However, along the way, he saw the restriction where the life and death restriction had fused with the annihilation restriction. He saw the pale-faced old woman in green sitting there, cultivating with her eyes closed. Her Tao heart was a mess and unexpectedly showed signs of splitting. Her appearance rapidly changed. Sometimes she was old, sometimes she was ancient, and sometimes she was middle-aged. The old woman didn't cause Wang Lin to stop. He continued into the mountain covered in fog. The fog wasn't able to stop him at all, and inside he saw two mountains surrounded in restrictions. The time restriction also wasn't able to stop Wang Lin's mind. On the first mountain, there was nothing but a stone tablet. There was nothing on the stone tablet, but it gave off an ancient aura. However, in Wang Lin's eyes, the ancient aura gradually disappeared. The entire stone tablet was like a treasure. As Wang Lin's mind spread out, he went to the second mountain protected by the time restriction. There he saw a towering statue and a giant, stone gate halfway up the mountain. There was a lightning mark on the gate. His mind went through the stone gate and he saw orbs of seven-colored light. There were beast souls sealed within from rank 7 to rank 13. Inside this cave, he saw a young girl that looked similar to the old woman. Her face was ashen and she looked dead, but her body was trembling. Wang Lin also saw that there was a hidden space at the peak, and inside he saw the tablet again. He also saw the skeleton that was pinned against the tablet with two seven-colored nails. At this moment, his mind was attracted by the skeleton and landed on the countless words carved on the skeleton. It was as if thunder had exploded in Wang Lin's mind. His originally calm mind suddenly became disturbed and a drastic change occurred. His mind gathered on the skeleton and the text was engraved in his heart. Their words were exactly the same words that echoed in his mind. Await the path of cultivation. Wang Lin's mind fluctuated for an unknown amount of time and then left this place confused. He went deeper into this fog-covered land and for the first time entered the depths of the seven-colored realm. There was also fog there, but it was even more dense. However, this still couldn't stop Wang Lin's mind. He saw three youths wearing strange clothes. The youth with the crescent moon mark, he had seen this person before. The youth with the lightning mark softly said, "This place is very mysterious. What makes it even more strange is that I can feel the aura of my Flash Thunder clan's ancestor." The youth with the flame mark between his eyebrows behind him rubbed his temples. He had a gloomy expression as he softly said, "It is indeed very strange. After entering here, I can feel something calling me in my heart. Also, I feel like my ancestral mark is going to leave my body." The last youth with the crescent moon mark was cautiously looking around and his eyes lit up. Just as he was about to speed up, his expression changed greatly. Wang Lin's mind swept by the three youths. At this moment, it was as if a bolt of lightning had struck the youth with the lightning mark between his eyebrows. The lightning mark began to flash violently. The youth with the crescent moon mark also trembled as if he had thought of something, but he wasn't sure. His face was pale and a huge wave was set off in his heart. The most shocked was the youth with the flame mark. The moment Wang Lin's mind swept by, he felt like he had lost all the strength in his body. An unspeakable fear washed over his body, and the flame mark began to burn as if it wanted to burn his body into ashes. It was fortunate that this feeling only lasted for a moment. When Wang Lin's mind passed, the pain disappeared. After a long time, the three looked at each other and saw the shock in each other's eyes. What a powerful mind! The youth with the lightning mark gasped. It must be an ancestor from my Fire Sparrow clan. That mind just now contained was certainly one of my clan's ancestors, or else my mark wouldn't have reacted like this. The youth with the flame mark was pale, but his eyes were filled with greed. Only the last person, the youth with the crescent moon mark, remained silent. He pondered. There was fear hidden in his eyes. The moment Wang Lin's mind passed by, he recalled that nightmarish scene he refused to remember. Could it be him? Not possible. How could he appear here? The youth's body trembled. The youth with the flame mark licked his lips and slowly said, although this person's mind is strong, if the three of us open the seal, we still stand a chance. I hope the two of you will help me. Wang Lin's mind moved past the three youths and went into the distance. Soon, he saw a mountain peak. This towering mountain had no restrictions around it, and even the fog stayed away, as if it were afraid to get close. Wang Lin's mind arrived, but when he was about to enter, an extremely powerful divine sense rushed out. This divine sense collided with Wang Lin's mind. A silent roar echoed in Wang Lin's mind. His originally confused thoughts instantly became sober. It has been a long time since I've seen such pure domain. A gloomy divine sense message came from the mountain, and at this moment an even more powerful divine sense swept toward Wang Lin. At this moment, the world changed colors and even the seven-colored light retreated. The divine sense turned into a hand and mercilessly tried to grab Wang Lin's mind. However, the moment it reached over, Wang Lin's mind quickly withdrew. The surroundings became unreal, as if the entire world was becoming blurry. A surprised sound came from the void, and at the same time, a white-haired old man walked out from the peak. He looked at the void and rushed forward. He then raised his right hand and slammed forward. There was thunderous echo and Wang Lin's mind trembled. All the illusions collapsed and dissipated completely. You dare to use mere illusions before his old man? Since you brought this gift to my door, stay. This pure domain is 100 times stronger than the enlightened ones. As the old man spoke, he got even closer. His right hand seemed to be able to cover the sky and reach at Wang Lin. His palm seemed to contain a powerful suction force that caused Wang Lin's mind to twist and be pulled in. Wang Lin's mind quickly contracted and formed an illusory figure. He stared at the old man, but Wang Lin didn't speak. Wang Lin waved his right hand and all the Tao intents he had abandoned in the seven-colored realm rushed toward himself. These Tao intents were endless, and as they rushed in, all the fog in the seven-colored realm was stirred up. Even the seven-colored light dimmed. The number of Tao intents that had gathered reached a frightening degree in an instant. As Wang Lin waved his right hand, the Tao intents formed a giant vortex. This caused the old man to reveal a serious expression and stop his giant hand. I am comprehending Tao and my mind randomly scattered. I didn't intend to disturb fellow cultivators' cultivation. Wang Lin's body was surrounded by endless Tao intents, and even more chaotic Tao intents were gathering. They protected Wang Lin's image formed by his mind. The old man's pupils shrank as he stared at Wang Lin's illusionary figure. He had never seen a mind spell that could condense so many chaotic Tao intents before. After pondering a bit, the old man coldly snorted and slowly said, "Only this once. Don't repeat it." He waved his sleeves and returned into the mountain. He then withdrew his divine sense. Wang Lin retreated. With the endless Tao intent surrounding him, he crossed the realm and returned to his body inside the valley. A moment later, he slowly opened his eyes and a flash of coldness appeared in his eyes. If that old man was determined to keep him there, Wang Lin would have retaliated with all the Tao intents. Standing up, Wang Lin pointed at the sky and the endless Tao Intense rushed into the valley. The Tao Intense rushed in from all over the seven-colored realm and condensed into a ball of black light in Wang Lin's right hand. A moment later, all the Tao Intense Wang Lin had discarded had gathered inside this ball of light. All the lost ones outside the valley were confused again and scattered. The enlightened ones began to mutter and floated away. Even the rank 12 fierce beasts seemed to become sober and roared as they left. Everything outside the valley returned to normal. Master Ashenpine's face was pale and he quickly retreated. Wang Lin's right hand reached out and popping sounds came from the black light before it turned into a black crystal. Wang Lin held the black crystal and looked at it for a bit. This was a treasure formed from the chaotic Tao Intense from all those pills, and it was a very powerful treasure. If it collapsed, the Tao Intense that would rush out were enough to collapse the Tao heart of even a Nirvana Shatterer cultivator. What is he guarding? Wang Lin began to ponder. He thought about the old man. It was obvious that the reason he didn't attack was because he was worried about something. That old man was at the late stage of Nirvana Shatterer but stayed alone at the mountain. If he said he wasn't guarding something or plotting something, Wang Lin wouldn't believe it. There were also those 3 young cultivators, and I've seen one of them before. I didn't expect him to appear here, Wang Lin frowned. However, since this place is related to the sovereign, then it is understandable for him to appear. Wang Lin looked up at the sky. He was calm. His eyes gave off a profound glow, as if they contained the heavenly Tao. When my domain saw the scripture on the skeleton, it broke through. I only need to consolidate it for a bit and then I can reach the mid-stage of Nirvana Cleanser. Wang Lin took a deep breath and his gaze fell outside the restriction. He got up and went out. The restriction's ripples echoed as Wang Lin appeared outside the valley. He looked at where Master Ashenpine escaped to and charged forward like a bolt of lightning. Master Ashenpine has recovered and unexpectedly found me. He hates me to the bones, so I can't let him escape. Also, I need to learn what the black liquid is and the method to leave this place from him. There was a flash of coldness in Wang Lin's eyes and he chased. Master Ashenpine rushed the entire way, and his face was pale the whole time. His heart was filled with anger. He thought that his injury had recovered and could easily kill this person named Lu. At most he would spend some effort breaking the restriction. However, when he came within 10,000 feet of Wang Lin, his Tao heart was caught and his mind almost collapsed. In particular, when he was within the endless chaotic Taos, he was like a lonely boat in the raging sea. When Wang Lin's mind swept by, his mind trembled. He had a vague guess that Wang Lin had gained enlightenment and improved his domain, and maybe his cultivation level was about to increase. Thinking about this, Master Ashenpine's heart felt a chill. Before Wang Lin's cultivation level increased, he used everything and only managed to end with both sides seriously injured. Now that Wang Lin had a breakthrough, he would undoubtedly die if they were to fight. Master Ashenpine felt bitter and roared at the sky. He had prepared for many years, but he had to admit that he had failed with no room to recover. If he continued, it was likely he would leave his life here as well. I'll not resign to this. Master Ashenpine's eyes were filled with monstrous hatred. He hated Wang Lin to the point that he wanted to devour Wang Lin's raw flesh. This person ruined all my effort, and there is also that old woman named Zhao. If she didn't try to steal from me, that person named Lu wouldn't have had the chance. Forget it. Forget it. Master Ashenpine's expression was twisted and his eyes were filled with anger. However, it was even more filled with gloom and helplessness. I don't want it anymore. If you all want it, then take it. I'm leaving this 7-color realm, and I'll completely seal this place. I'll destroy the 7-colored crack so that all of you will be trapped here forever. Only then will the anger in my heart ease a little. That person named Lu must have searched Pang Datsai's soul when he killed him. But even Pang Datsai doesn't know the real way to leave. He only knew what I wanted him to know. All of you will be trapped here forever for me. Master Ashenpine quickly rushed toward the outer region. He moved along a path they didn't travel before toward the usual path he took to leave this place. He had traveled his path twice, so he was very familiar with it. If it wasn't for the fact that he was worried about meeting the lost ones, he could move even faster. However, as he was rushing forward, his body trembled and he suddenly turned around. Wang Lin's figure appeared in the distance and killing intent surrounded him. This caused Master Ashenpine's heart to feel a chill. He quickly sped up and charged forward. As Wang Lin stared at Master Ashenpine's figure, his hands formed a seal and the illusion of the ancient god furnace appeared before him. His eyes lit up and he pointed at Master Ashenpine. Change positions. The moment he spoke, light suddenly appeared around Master Ashenpine. Master Ashenpine disappeared and immediately switched places with Wang Lin. Master Ashenpine only felt his vision blur, and when he regained his vision, his expression changed greatly. Wang Lin and Master Ashenpine's positions had been switched. Taking the moment that Master Ashenpine was confused by the spell, Wang Lin closed the distance. Wang Lin raised his right hand and pressed at the void. His left hand quickly pointed to the back of his right hand. A surge of origin energy rushed into his palm and then shot at Master Ashenpine. All of this happened in a flash. It was fast beyond imagination. Master Ashenpine would have never expected Wang Lin to have such a treasure. When he realized it, the powerful origin energy had already closed in. His pupils shrank as he let out a scream and his face twisted. 7 blood-nascent souls appeared and condensed in the blurry lightning mark between his eyebrows. The mark let out a dazzling glow and shot at the origin energy charging at him. An earth-shattering rumble echoed across the land. Inside the cave not far away, Chen Tianjun walked out and gasped as he watched the battle between Wang Lin and Master Ashenpine. This video will end here.